See WizKid here with something cheap, basically a smartwatch, the Bakeey X9 from Banggood.com. Now, I don't really review these types of gadgets from China, but I've been getting a lot of emails about why not review something cheap and show the capabilities of something from these websites that are from China, such as GearBest, Banggood, the Alibabas out there. So, okay, they sent me here the X9, the Bakeey, in blue and white. I said, okay, I'll entertain it. Let's take a look and see what it's all about. First impressions, I mean, yes, it's got tons of features. Wow, I mean, talk about packing a punch. I mean, if you were to get the Apple watch that basically has a lot of these features, you'd be paying quite a bit compared to what the price of this smartwatch costs. But then again, you get what you pay for. So yes, it's got a processor that is quite common among smartwatches, actually, the HS6620D. Okay, that's quite mainstream, actually. Color screen, great. Touch screen, perfect. I mean, we want it to be touch screen. Waterproof level, IP67. I like that too. Comes in different colors. Like I mentioned, I've got the blue and the white. When I looked at the website, it looks great. On paper, I mean, very fashionable, very lightweight. It's not bulky at all. But then when you actually hold it in your hand and you're looking at the screen isn't fully round. It's actually a square screen within the circle. And you have a limited amount of real estate to use. And, well, let's take a look. Like I said, you see the little circle at the bottom. You hold it down to power it on. And you can see here that it doesn't take long to turn on. So, I mean, it's very responsive. You can't change the screen here for the time, as you can see. So there's two different types. And then you can just tap it to basically scroll through the different features that I showed you at the beginning, whether you want some sports mode tracking or whatever. The charging is pretty simple. It's got this clip design, which we've seen in a lot of the Chinese smartwatches lately. See those two little pins there? They kind of grab on to the underneath portion of the watch that has the two matching circles and basically charges it that way. Okay. I mean, it is very lightweight. It feels a little bit cheap, just like I mentioned in the title of this video. But then again, I mean, for $12 US, what are you asking for, really? So, I mean, here is the beats per minute feature, right? One of the different features that we've got: blood pressure monitoring, sleep monitoring. Obviously, it has alarm clock in there, remote control for photos, stopwatch. Blood oxygen monitoring was pretty cool too. I mean, I got to tell you, this sensor here, like I said originally, the sensor is a common chip that they're using for doing all of these monitoring and sensing options. Now, I'm not quite convinced on the blood oxygen monitoring, though. I'm not quite sure how that actually accurately can get this type of information. But blood pressure, beats per minute, oxygen levels, well, I mean, if it's doing all of that and accurately, well, I tell you, for $12, that's a great deal. Now, the UI, the graphic interface, the clicking, I mean, that could use a lot of improvement. Okay, the usability aspect needs improvement. But then again, they must not be investing a lot in research and development when it comes to that, because they're just giving it to you and you got to really figure it out. Now, it has an app, of course, to complement this. With the app, you can turn things on and off, these features, remotely, manually, using the Bluetooth, of course, and then record that on your Android or Apple phone. So you can install the Apple iOS or Android app and control a lot of these features through that. So that is handy. it is kind of responsive. I mean, it's not sluggish. It doesn't feel sluggish because it doesn't have a lot of weight in the operating system itself. I mean, it's a pretty simple, lightweight menu, so there's not really much to go by here. But I do find it a little bit cumbersome having to go in through certain options to shut it down and things like that. It goes into sleep mode, obviously, by itself. It has the built-in AI for that to detect whether you're lifting and turning itself on automatically. The T-Band app, which is the one that it sent me to download, connects to it. Obviously, you connect to it through Bluetooth and set things up, set up your notifications, set up how you want the app to basically operate with your phone. Not too much in there, of course, when it comes to controlling. I'm trying to see if maybe new firmware updates give us something more, but it doesn't. I have the latest firmware, and it's pretty much what you saw. It does ask for some personal information that you can put in. Obviously, you can put whatever you want in there. Don't know where it's going, where it's storing that, but this is what you get. And then it syncs the data, of course, of whatever it is that's on the phone to the watch and vice versa. So whatever it is that you've recorded and monitored on your smartwatch on the X9, it's going to transfer it over to your phone, and you can have that as a reference for later. So that's nice. That's a nice feature, obviously. And again, the app is free included with this, and I'm not quite sure that the app will only work with this phone, to be honest. It's probably a generic app. Like I mentioned earlier, $13, $12.99 US, as you can see, plus shipping, of course. And, well, there you have it. Comment below. Let me know what you think. I'd like to thank Banggood for providing it. And again, thank you for watching.